Here with a video where I share my thoughts and opinions on someone or something going on in this wacky weird wrestling world. As you can tell by the title below, this one will be my thoughts and opinions on well-known ring announcer Lilian Garcia. Before I share my thoughts and opinions on Lilian, would love to know what yours are on her down in the comments below. Do you like her? Do you not? Why not? It would be greatly appreciated by yours truly. And when it comes to Lilian, I will always have this soft spot in my cold wrestling heart for her because for those who don't know, the first time I ever remember seeing wrestling in any form on any TV or outside of like my siblings wrestling was Lilian Garcia singing the U.S. national anthem on the September 13th, 2001 edition of SmackDown. And that was really my first introduction to both Lilian and wrestling on TV. So because of that and because of how long I've been a fan, something like going on 21 years has been, that's why I will always have a soft spot in my heart for her. But when it comes to her, she is one of those ones when it comes down to it, will she be remembered as the best ring announcer of all time? I don't know her personally, but I probably her and would say no. Like, my opinion really matters. But she seems, outside looking in, like humble enough to know that she might not be the best, because you got to remember there's Howard Finkel, who I think a lot of people will say is number one. Number two through XYZ is kind of up for debate. For myself personally, it goes Howard Finkel number one, Samantha Irvin number two, Lilian Garcia number three. Actually, I don't know, like 3A with Tony Chimmel. And to me, as a kid, as a female WWE wrestling fan, growing up, it was really cool to see Lilian Garcia do the ring announcing. Granted, she was on Raw and I was primarily watching SmackDown, but seeing like, hey, like this boy in Tony Chimmel, man, looking back and still now, can do ring announcing. But Lilian Garcia, a female, can do ring announcing. Maybe one day I could too, but then I remember I have stage fright. So I decided to talk into a microphone, but in front of my computer instead of thousands of people or dozens of people, given probably independence and whatnot. But when it comes to Lilian, I think she'll go down as one of the all-time greats, especially for people who are roughly my age, who started watching roughly when I did, kind of deal, like early to mid 2000s, especially more so if you're a Raw kid growing up. Like I said, Tony Chimmel will probably have a little bit more of a bias towards than Lilian, because again, SmackDown kid, he was a SmackDown ring announcer during the early days of myself being a fan. But when it comes to Lilian, future Hall of Famer probably. Matter of, again, outside looking in, matter of when, not if. Is she the best? No, I think she'll even admit that, like I mentioned, but really enjoy her doing ring announcing, whether it was a kid growing up or as an adult that really appreciates it more. But those are my thoughts and opinions on Lilian Garcia. Lovely person to meet, just based off the interaction, I should say, that I personally had. Did a video talking about it, but was one of the last people to meet her when I did, and she was more than willing to kind of sort of chit chat, given the circumstance of just so happened to be at the hotel lobby we were both staying at, and it being like after midnight. But those are my thoughts and opinions. Would love to know what yours are on Lilian Garcia down in the comments below. Do you like her? Do you not? Would love to know. Hope you guys are doing okay mentally, emotionally, and physically.